All right, everyone, welcome back. 2025, first release of the year and first user group of the year. Hope everyone had a great holiday and hopefully enjoyed a little bit of time off. So we just want to welcome you back. We're going to start out with release one for this one. And then as always, if you have feedback on things you'd like to see for user groups, feedback on the way this is presented, please send either your account manager or myself an email and let us know. As always, this meet is being recorded. You will receive the recording and slide deck via email at the end of this, as well as we are now posting it to our landing page for support. So you will see that in the announcements section there as well. So you can always go back and reference it there. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand. It's at the bottom of your screen beside the little up arrow. And we will always do a question and answer period at the end of the call. Sorry. So starting out today, we're going to start out with some of our features, move into some of our bug fixes. There's a couple key features we really want to highlight. So we're going to start out with special resources rolling over, some changes to the registration flow, some updates to support HTML, some additional security enhancements, some finance corrections, and then wrap up with some bug fixes. And just for everyone's review, I'm sure you're all very aware of this process because we bring it up every time, but just to keep it fresh and top of mind, we'll have our release today with our features. This will be available for Sandbox starting next week for you. You'll be able to request it, test out those new features in your Sandbox, test your current flows, and then when you're ready, you can give your account manager the go-ahead, and we will get that deployed to your production environment. So starting out with new feature number one, we have added the ability for your special resources to roll over. We understood that a lot of you were using them for things such as before care and after care, lunches, snacks, those kind of add-on items to supplement childcare. So now you can set this up. So all you will do is on your special resource page, just click that enable rollover button. And that will activate this so that it can roll over as you move through. There are a couple specific things that you do need to keep in mind if you choose to go forward with this. And the main thing is that you want your special resource to remain the same across all of your instances. So no changing the ordinal. If lunch one is always one, it needs to stay one so that when you roll over, we're still picking the first option. As well as you can't change that prompt. So it won't roll over properly if we don't have the exact same question being asked each time. So just some things to keep in mind. You're going to want to keep that consistent throughout your year or whatever your term is for rolling over. As part of our continued commitment to optimizing the portal experience, we've continued to make some improvements to registration checkout in the portal. We are now seeing, we have a couple clients who have hit over the 900 a minute mark for registration. So shout out to Calgary and SWO for that. That's an incredible feat. Good job, both of you and all of your teams for making that happen. But with that obviously comes increased load and making sure we can handle that load. So we've made some back-end changes with this. You won't really see anything updated in front end. This is mostly going on behind the scenes. But what we've done is implemented platform events just to help make that process a little more robust and a little more efficient. So this is really going to impact those high volume registrations and those registrations where you have significant amount of people buying a bunch of things at a bunch of different locations. So if you have multiple camps that someone's purchasing, this is only going to further improve that process for them. We have standardized our support of HTML for program and instance descriptions. This is something we kind of loosely supported before, but we've now implemented it across the calendar view, the list view, and the instance and program descriptions. So you have marketing description and marketing detail that now support basic HTML. So this is things like if you want to bold words, if you want to do like a short bulleted list, If you just want to break that up in a different way other than line breaks, we now support that. The only caveat we will say is please, please, please always test this in the sandbox before moving it into production. Just make sure that that really looks the way you want it to look before you push that into a live environment. As part of our continuing commitment to security as well, we have made a couple additional changes. So building off of that menu security, we've added 7 additional buttons, largely concentrated in the point of sale page. As part of our finance project, we did realize that this is where we tend to see frontline staff maybe clicking things that they shouldn't be. So we really wanted to give you all the flexibility to lock those buttons down. So these are things like canceling credits, deactivating orders, adding third party. If that's not something you want certain users to be able to do, you now can lock that down. If you haven't been at previous user group release presentations, we do have functionality to allow you to customize the vast majority of the buttons in the Avocado menu. And that's something you can reach out to your account manager with to get the ball rolling on that. In addition, we added some additional security to the portal checkout just to make sure everything is nice and secure there as well. As part of our finance and AR health project, we made quite a few changes to the AR summary report in the Avocado menu. This is just a series of bug fixes that we've cleaned up. So a lot of them were issues with sorting and bucketing, as well as loading high volumes of data. So there's about 4 tasks here that are just going to help make that report more accurate and more usable for you in the Avocado menu. And then we have quite a few bug fixes as well. So we fixed an issue in standard reg where if you have a contact-based form, there was an issue with moving them off of the waitlist into registration. That has now been resolved. We fixed an issue that a lot of people were experiencing as they were testing Mango, where certain conditions would cause the app to crash. So you should see that resolved. That means you can continue with any testing you would like to do. And if you have additional feedback, obviously your account managers and myself would love to hear it. We fixed a couple UI issues, just some small things that came out of our change last release, specifically for the mobile view with the new instance cards. And we fixed an issue where prompts sometimes were appearing as completed and sometimes appearing as incomplete, depending on the scenario. So that has all been cleaned up. We fixed an issue where people who had different home locations didn't always see the calendar page load with the preset location. So that has since been resolved. And fixed an issue where rollover instance IDs and rollover contracts weren't being populated as expected. So that's just been cleaned up as well. Fixed an issue in the Avocado portal. I think a couple of you noticed this, that if your start and end date were the same day, they were both the 26th of February. It didn't show things that were on the 26th of February. We were going midnight to midnight, so that now looks from midnight to 11:59 p.m. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Okay, carrying on. So we did fix an issue with returning registrants who are having issues with accessing registrations via deep link. Fixed a couple issues in the portal where a contact would be displayed as waitlisted when they weren't technically on the waitlist. Fixed an issue in the Avocado menu where duration didn't always get updated. So when you're making a booking in the menu and you changed the time, the duration was not always reflected properly. Made a change to financial assistance when you had division type adjustments where the field wasn't carrying over. Fixed an issue in the Avocado menu where multi-select prompts weren't being saved as expected in certain circumstances. Also fixed an issue in the Avocado portal on the program calendar page. This was just a UI issue where sometimes it opened on top of a calendar, so that has since been resolved. And then finally, last issue was a register button for instances in the program card were not appearing for age qualified contacts when the age calculation date was set. So we had a workaround that we worked with quite a few of you on for this for Camp Judge, but this has since been resolved, so you should see that fixed moving forward. And just as always, to give a little sneak peek as to what is upcoming, we are currently in the last stage of finishing our enhanced waitlist project. So this is going to be largely in the Salesforce backend. You'll see a new Lightning web component that allows you to filter by prompt, filter by fields on the contact, and set an ordinal. So we understand that for certain instances or programs, it's not always first come, first serve. Sometimes there's additional criteria you want to prioritize, things like if they have a sibling in care, if their family member works for the Y or works for your organization. These are now all things that you can set and filter on. You do have the option to sort by multiple criteria, and as well, you can email your contacts directly from this page or use our standard send offer. So this is something that'll be upcoming as well. We've also added the ability, largely for camp users, to export account and contact forms in Excel class lists. So previously, we only supported program and instance. You can now export your account and contact if they are tied to an instance registration. We've made some improvements to how one-time submission form works, just to continue to support that process. We have quite a large entitlement project coming up as part of this next release, where you will now have greater visibility of entitlements for both your staff and your members on the portal. In addition, we've added some additional offerings. So if you want to offer one court booking per day or one group fitness class per week for free or for a paid price, you can support that. And we've also added the ability to restrict programs to entitlements. So you cannot purchase something unless your membership says you are allowed to purchase one court booking a day. And then finally, we are continuing just any finance things to support you all with year end and working on our finance AR health. So that is all I have for today. We have a bit of a smaller release because everything was kind of a little more back end on this one. But is there any questions anyone has? Go ahead, Ella.
My question is about the entitlements. So did I understand this correctly? So if I have, let's say, a regular membership, and then I can add on an entitlement to certain people who paid either additional fee or if they have like a separate thing that gives them access to register to certain programs. So is this going to have a separate level when we're creating the program of like a tick that we say allow entitlement, or does that how it works? Or
so entitlements are already supported for program reg. So you can currently say if you buy, I'll use your example, a total J, you can buy one swimming lesson and one basketball league at no cost. You can do that currently. You add it to the membership in the entitlements section. What this will do is allow you to further kind of refine that and say that you can't purchase basketball leagues unless you have a membership that says you can. So it'll work more so on the membership side, unless you're restricting a program to entitlement only. Does that answer your question?
Now, how is that difference between like members only program and non-members?
This would be specific to a specific membership. So
you can pick which membership to give it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, got it. No,
yeah, so you might have a Total J Premium and a Total J Regular. Your regular gives you one dry program and one wet program, and then your premium can give you 2 and 2. You can customize it on the membership level. Okay,
that makes more sense. And we can use it for like for our senior social membership. This right now is not members, is membership. Therefore, they can't get the member discounts for our cultural events either because we can't really. But now, after this, we'll be able to give them entitlement to get the member fee. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Sounds good. Looking forward to that.
Awesome. Anyone else have anything? Going once, going twice. All right, if anyone thinks of anything, feel free to reach out to your account manager, reach out to me. If you think of anything after the fact, we'll be happy to answer any questions that come up. Matthew, I don't know if you have any closing remarks you want to add?
No, appreciate all the hard work and looking forward to the next release. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.